Lots of great kids releases to talk about this month, and I'm always excited to talk about kids releases because, well, I have kids. I have two 4-year-olds, that's twins for those of you who are paying attention, and I'm always excited to have new stuff for them to watch because, frankly, if you have kids, you know what it's like. You watch the same things over and over and over and over again. So, always exciting. First up, we have one of my favorites, the Backyardigans. I like the Backyardigans because not only do my kids love it, but I like it too. It's a great show. It's really fun, great songs, lots of humor, a little bit of humor for adults even once in a while, and it's just a fun show. And this new release is We Are Pirates, which is funny because the Backyardigans theme DVDs are sometimes a hit, sometimes a miss, and this is a pretty good one. It features the episodes Pirate Camp, Pirate Treasure, Sinbad Sails Alone, and The Tale of the Not-So-Nice Dragon, which clearly they ran out of pirate episodes and threw in kind of a dragon episode just to sort of even things out. They do like their 4 episodes per disc. Unfortunately, there are no extra features, but it's a great show, and I will always be happy to support a Backyardigans DVD because my kids love the show, and I think it's really good as well. Next up, also from Nickelodeon, we have Dora the Explorer, Dora's Ballet Adventures, which is a Target-exclusive DVD. And it includes a never-before-seen episode. That is very exciting news. I don't care for Dora personally as an adult. That makes no difference. My kids love the show. I'm sure most of your kids like it also. And it does have a new episode with Dora as a ballet dancer. It's called Dora's Ballet Adventure. The other episodes include Dora la Musico. That's one episode. Dora la Musico. The Super Silly Fiesta and Surprise. And you know, Dora, she yells at me. I wish she'd stop yelling. I'd like the show a lot more. But again, my kids love it, so who am I to argue? Like the Backyardigans, 4 episodes, no extra features. But again, getting a new Dora to watch that I haven't seen a million times, priceless. Finally, from Nickelodeon, we have Spongebob Squarepants, The Great Patty Caper, which actually includes 7 episodes and some special features. Animated short films, as a matter of fact. Now, SpongeBob is a show that I don't really care for. I know a lot of adults think it's really funny and clever and hip, and I'm not one of them. That's okay. My kids aren't really into it yet either. I haven't let them be exposed to it too much because I think some of the humor is a little old for them, but in a couple of years, I'm sure they will love it. There's really nothing wrong with the show, even though it's not to my taste. It's fine for what it is. The episodes included on this one are The Great Patty Caper, Growth Spout, Stuck in the Ringer, Someone's in the Kitchen with Sandy, The Inside Job, Greasy Buffoons, and Model Sponge. And that's about an hour and a half's worth of episodes, so not too bad. That's better than some kids' DVDs only give you about an hour or so. Also from Nickelodeon, we have Sisters and Brothers, and I do like these DVDs, these compilation DVDs. It includes episodes of Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, Blue's Clues, Wonder Pets, and Ni Hao Kai Lan. Now, again, I feel like Blue's Clues is kind of the one that stands out here, as Blue's Clues, I think, tends to lean a little younger than the rest of the shows. Really, Blue's Clues is for preschoolers only, whereas shows like Dora and Ni Hao Kai Lan kind of branch out into the older kindergarten and first grade set, so I feel like they could even that out a little bit. But still, it's a great DVD. My kids can watch all 5 episodes for the most part and be entertained. And there are a couple extra features. There are 2 music videos from Team Umizoomi. Unfortunately, they're just music videos, not an actual episode of Team Umizoomi, which would have been appreciated because it's a show that my kids really enjoy as well. Still, it's a nice DVD, and it runs a little over 2 hours, so you do get a lot of bang for your buck. Next up, we have a nostalgia pick. A show that was originally meant for kids and will probably now sell mostly to adults, and that is JabberJaw, the complete series. This is from the Hanna-Barbera Classic Collection. It is available only through the Warner Archive, which is the online store that Warner provides where you can get discs pretty much made to print for you. It is not something you can buy in stores. It's a 4-disc set, all 16 episodes of the show, and much like Speed Buggy a little while back, I was very confused or surprised when I realized this was only 16 episodes. JabberJaw is a show that was on all the time when I was a kid. It was a fun nostalgia trip to go back and watch it again. It's filled with the classic Hanna-Barbera sounds and music and voices, and it's a fun cartoon. My biggest complaint with it actually is JabberJaw himself. I always found him a little bit annoying, and this comes from somebody who as a kid was obsessed with sharks. This show should have been more of a slam dunk for me than it was, but I think kind of JabberJaw stands in the way of that. But that being said, now that I've mellowed out a little bit watching as an adult, it's a fun show to watch. It is not... If you loved the show as a kid, it may not live up to your nostalgic memories of it, but then again, it might. So certainly worth checking out. if you're a fan of the show, to see if it really holds up to what you remember. And if not, I guarantee you it'll at least take you back to your childhood. And sometimes that's worth more than the quality of a show. That's really a valuable thing to have sometimes. Next up, we have Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Volume 1. 10 episodes. It's a 2-disc set, and this really is the beginning of the whole Ultimate Alien saga. I've always liked the Ben 10 cartoon. I'm not one of those people who's really... I haven't seen every episode. I came into it late, so I don't always know exactly what's going on 100%, but it's a pretty easy to follow cartoon, I will say. And this is kind of neat because they take Ben's secret identity public, and he's become kind of like a superstar in the world. And then, of course, more aliens attack, and there's lots of action. But this is a show that has a good group of characters, and overall, I really enjoy it. I like the direction they're taking. I like that the Ben 10 kind of saga is not static. It's not just him fighting monsters every week with no character development at all. They really do try and work hard to move the story forward, and I appreciate that. So, like I said, it's 10 episodes on 2 discs. There is also the usual Ultimate Alien database and a making of, but only a making of the Ben 10 Ultimate Alien video game, not a making of the show. Finally, we have Beyblade Metal Fusion Volume 3, 7 episodes set. It's the 3rd volume, of course, of the show. It runs almost 2.5 hours, actually. This is a pretty good set, bang for your buck wise. I still don't understand the show at all, like so many of these kind of anime kids things, like Pokemon and Dragon Ball and all those ones. I don't necessarily know what's going on all the times. I can tell you this, it's a very frenetic, action-packed show, and kids who are into the franchise as a whole are really going to enjoy it. It is not boring, it is not dull, there's always something happening, and there's a little bit of humor at times as well. So worth checking out if you're an adult and you're into the show. Well, maybe you can explain it to me, actually, because I don't quite get it, but if you're an adult and you're not into the show, your kids are, I recommend putting it on for them and leaving the room. It's a little bit hyper, but again, it's interesting and there's a lot of action, so I feel like that says something. At least it's not a boring cartoon. So there you have it, a lot of fun, worthwhile kids releases this month.